the ever so significantly large town. I like Makanda a lot. I like the people here. They're friendly, and most of them are just old hippies. Which is fine. Hey everyone, Shawnee Cyclist here. Guess where I am? Take a lucky guess. I'll give you a hint. I'm already wore out. Giant City State Park. Doing some hills. It's about time. I can tell that I haven't done hills in a while. On the road bike with a temporary tire and wheel from my previous road bike, which it works. I love this particular route going this way because I'm going downhill, and I will be pretty much so I get a little ways past Makanda, at least downtown Makanda, because pretty much in Makanda now, and downtown Makanda's pretty much just one little strip mall. But Giant City has been closed for a while. It just reopened last Friday, along with several other state parks and state areas. And for the most part, it's been closed because of COVID-19. And we've reached a point to where we can enjoy some of these parks to be open again. It wasn't closed because of the spread in the park. It was closed to protect the staff of the state parks, which is my topic of today. If you're going to come to the state park to bike or hike or whatever, to any park, any national forest, wherever, in your state, in this state, in your state, where they're allowing it with conditions, I'm just going to give you some tips while I ride so that you can enjoy it. Got a car behind me. Please don't hit me. Thank you. So, state parks. I think first and foremost, I mainly talk about Southern Illinois state parks and forest areas because this is where I live. And since I'm the Shawnee Cyclist, you know, it's pretty much about that. But if you're in a similar situation where you live, but it's not Southern Illinois, this can easily apply to you. They have opened up state parks, some in Southern Illinois, all through the state, actually. Again, more so than they were going to open. I think we threw a little bit of a fit down here, which is good. But here's the deal, folks. They initially closed them more to protect the staff than anyone else. Not to take your right away. Sorry to the anti-government people, but that's not why they did it. They did it to protect their people, which is what they should be doing. They're protecting all of us. That's what we pay taxes for. Yeah, we pay taxes for all this public land. It is ours. We also pay taxes for public health. You know, this state park is special to me, Giant City. I grew up coming to this park. I live close to it. I've always lived close to it. I have a lot of fond memories. As a child in this park, a bird scared me. And I do a lot of bike riding and hiking in this park. And I don't want anything happen to this park or the people who work at this park. I even volunteer for this park. I manage the official Instagram page for Giant City. So if you're on Instagram and you go to their page, that's me. I do that volunteer, and I don't get paid. And I like doing it. I like giving back. I pick up trash if I'm on a trail and I see it. I just do everything I can to support this park and the people who work here. And that's why I'm sending this message out, urging everyone who goes to state parks and national forests, no matter where you are, to really think about the people who work there when you go recreate. Big hill. Big hill. Big hill. Yikes. That's pretty clear. It's a clear indicator not to come in. So I hope you really understand at least the first point of this video is to think about the staff. In my opinion, we should think about them more so than other people. And folks, if you have to approach the staff, if you got to approach staff, I strongly suggest getting one of these. It's a mask, it's a face covering, and putting it on before you approach the staff. Like if you absolutely have to approach them for an emergency, that should be the only reason why. Informational or entertainment needs is kind of selfish, irresponsible, and I'll stand by that. But if it's an emergency or you got to report something that needs reporting, put a face covering on. It's respectful. I don't really care if you agree with masks or not. Do it for them. Just pack it for them. I don't wear a mask when I bike. I know it's recommended in places like New York where you're close proximity with people, but I'm on the road. If I was on a trail, it'd be different, I guess. I don't know, probably not, unless I was around others. Anytime you know you're gonna be around someone, wear a mask or a face covering. It's not to protect you. See, here's how I try to explain this to people. My mask is to protect you. Your mask is to protect me. Wear it to protect others. That's what you should be doing. This is my one hill. My one big hill. A lot of parts of the park is still on shutdown. So I can't access everything. I could probably go around the barriers and no one would say anything, but it doesn't promote a very good attitude, so I'm not going to do it. I'm fine with what they have opened. I still have plenty of hills. So the next topic of being respectful in these state and federal recreational areas is don't put yourselves in danger, in significant danger, to have to require emergency medical assistance or search and rescue. What was that? Sasquatch out there. Like, don't walk on the edge of a waterfall that's active and risk falling. But don't go off trail in deep wilderness when you don't know how to go off trail and get lost, because the more you require emergency assistance, the more lives you put in danger in the process. And because of COVID-19, most agencies have reduced manpower and contact points with the public. So don't expect them to get there that soon. It's going to take longer than it has before. It already takes a long time in these rural areas to begin with. So, food for thought. Some activities are dangerous that you do. It's dangerous to hike, but as long as I follow hiking etiquette, I can keep myself from getting hurt and lost easier. It's dangerous to road bike. I risk getting hit by cars, but I also risk getting hit by cars during non-COVID pandemics. I'm not going to quit biking. I'm just going to try to be a little safer about it. I'm not going to get in a race. I'm not going to ride with a group. I'm not going to plug earphones into my ears so I take away my hearing. I'm really going to try to focus on being a safe cyclist. You know, that's pretty much it. Just think about the park staff, and then think about search and rescue and first responders. You know, I used to be on the fire department for a little town close to me, about 200, 300 people, and we had a lot of problems in response. I mean, we were a tiny little village, and we didn't have money, we didn't have a budget. It was completely volunteer, and there was a lot of failures that occurred, but we hung in there. And that's how it is in these areas where parks and national forests and all that are, you know. And sometimes they have to close sections to protect people. And that's our next topic: trespass. You know, in my parts, Southern Illinois, they closed all the state managed land when they put in the stay-at-home order, the original one. And you know, I told you why, protect staff and so on. But that included Tunnel Hill State Trail, which is a favorite place for me to bike. And that included this park, Giant City, which is also a favorite place for me to bike. So because of that, I didn't go to those places because they were closed. They didn't want the public there. And even if I'm a taxpayer and it's my land, I understood why it closed. So I stayed away, and I rode at Crab Orchard National Wildlife Refuge that was still open, and then throughout my county on the roads. So I kept riding. The governor says I can. Well, people kept going to the state parks. They kept coming to the Giant City. They kept going to Tunnel Hill. They had to barricade a park off just to get people to quit going. And it's sad. because people just totally ignored it. And I know some of them personally. And while I'm not trying to take a hit at them, I think they later understood why they shouldn't go. You know, it hurts everyone. I mean, they could kill funding to that area if they really wanted to. They could quit maintaining it. Because usually with trespass comes destruction. I mean, if you don't believe me, Joshua National Forest during the government shutdown. What happened there? Go Google it. And you'll see people can't handle public lands that are non-managed. They can't. That is an example. There's always going to be a need for land managers. So, in order for public land to stay open, land managers need to be present. And at the time, they weren't. The National Forest, Shawnee National Forest, had to close down all the bathrooms because there's not enough manpower to keep them clean and stocked. It's dangerous. There's germs in there. It's dangerous for their people. I don't blame them. They had to close the campgrounds. They had to close Garden of the Gods in Bellsmith Springs. It's still closed because people weren't listening to the CDC guidelines. They were going in large groups and they weren't social distancing and so on and so forth, and they're still not listening. People are parking on the side of Garden of the Gods Road and hindering the safety of locals who live out there. I know many of these people who live out there. I consider them friends, good friends, and I want to see them protected because I love that area and I envy their living arrangements. So Hiking with Shawn, which is my main channel, and Shawnee Cyclist does not support that behavior. I am completely 100% against it, and you are no friend of Hiking with Shawn or Shawnee Cyclist if you do that. You're not a friend of the Shawnee either. You're reckless. So, thanks for watching the video. Hit that like button, share it, subscribe, all that good stuff. Make sure you subscribe below.